Thanks for joining us on In Focus tonight. Yesterday, Baltimore police allowed the media to ride along with Western District police officers to see how the job has changed since the riots. While frustration is now back down to a simmer, policing that area is still a hard-fought challenge each and every day. In Focus investigator Brian Kuebler spent some time with two officers who are showing you who they are and what it's really like.
Kelly, try policing when an average arrest draws an angry crowd or having insults thrown at you when patrolling a busy intersection. Officers say it is becoming commonplace in the Western District and are now having to ride two to a car. Tonight, an in-depth and honest look at how policing Baltimore has changed since the riots and just what officers hope can be learned.
They're rebuilding that CVS, right? Yeah.
Policing the Western is simply not what it used to be. Even on its worst day before Freddie Gray, officers say it was never this bad. Walking foot through northern Pennsylvania is proof as they quickly become targets of insults, expletives, and blatant disrespect.
How we doing? Excuse me. How you doing?
Y'all make my heart hurt.
While back down to a simmer since the uprising, the temperature of the Western is still red hot and taking a toll on the police who work the streets by foot and by car.
Us as police officers, basically, we're trying to do our job. We have great officers here in Baltimore City and great officers here in the Western District. And it's been pretty challenging to do your job effectively.
Officer Naylor has 18 years on the job, and he says he's never seen the Western like this, with its nearly a shooting-a-day pace or the blatant disregard for the work by some members of the community. Officer Arena has just 1 month on the job before the riots. This is all he knows. Still, now mandated 2 officers to a car.
Over here.
The pair patrols.
She stole my money, she took my Xbox, she took everything out my house.
By comparison, lately, this was a refreshingly mundane call to file a report about a burglary on Fulton Avenue. Still, while Officer Arena finishes the report, Naylor stands guard. A necessity, they say, since even the most innocuous police activity can draw a crowd now.
Yeah, correct.
Post Freddie Gray, the department is in flux. The riots themselves and the charges against those 6 Baltimore officers put the force on its heels, officers say. The lessons learned for each still so fresh just 6 weeks after.
There were people out all over the place.
Officer Naylor was off the day the riot started, but came in to help. With his squad, he watched people bust up homes to loosen bricks and use them as ammo. He says he and others had to huddle up in order to protect themselves.
Everyone didn't have a shield, so what happened is we were actually, as the bricks were coming, the shields would go up, so we had to get down underneath the other shield, your partner's shield, and yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, it was something that you would think that would only be seen in the movies.
But it was a stark reality. As ABC2 first told you last week, the department spent close to $750,000 on riot shields and helmets in the days immediately following the riots, spending a total of almost $2 million in about a week's time. But it wasn't just equipment the department lacked, officers say. It was a plan early on.
I would think the thing that upset me the most was when we were told to hold the line. When bricks were being thrown, when you were seeing things happen in front of you, cars were being burned. We watched cars being burned in front of us, and we were told to hold the line. We're police. We don't hold the line. So I believe it was either Prince George's County and Baltimore County Police broke our line and went out and started handling what was going on in front of us.
While city leaders continue to say there was no, quote, stand down order, Naylor says they were told to hold the line, at least where he was. A frustrating command to a lot of Baltimore police, he says, but one he knows the department has learned from.
I believe it did. Now, I mean, the only proof in the pudding is when it happens again, because I believe it's going to happen again. It's going to be some more rioting. It's going to be some more protesting. So when it happens again, the training, and you can't just put it on, I would say, command staff. Individual officers have to be prepared.
Prepared to meet the level of policing Baltimore needs, taking what happened to shape what could happen.
Whether I was new or I had 20 years on, this was new for everybody. And me personally, it's not going to stop me from coming to work every day. You know, working the 12-hour shifts that we were working and, you know, coming in on my off days and everything. Like, I love this job. I love the city. I mean, I'm not even from here.
Now, both officers told us they love the job and helping people. While they say it is bad now, both are optimistic the city and the department can grow from what happened last month and become better for it.